All right, guys, it's time. It is time to start this 2019 ZX250 Skeeter build, and I am freaking pumped for it. By the end of this sucker's going to be the cleanest Skeeter on the water, hands down, not a doubt in my mind. But talk to the guy that does all the sea deck, and he said as soon as I get all the carpet ripped out of the boat, he could come out and laser scan it and get the ball rolling on this. So I talked to him yesterday. Whenever he told me that, I said, you know what? Tomorrow is the day. I am going to get out there. I'm going to clean out the whole boat, which I bought this boat new in 2019, and it hasn't been cleaned out since. So I'm probably going to find a bunch of baits and stuff that I went, oh man, I was looking for these down in the bottom of these compartments. That's all going to be changed because we're upgrading storage stuff. This boat's getting a full makeover. I'm going to jump in the boat. I got a camera up above it. We're going to do a time lapse, and I'm going to start getting all the tackle out of here and setting it over here, and then we'll start unscrewing lids and finding out just how much glue they put on them. Let's get this freaking party started, man. Start cleaning all the boxes out. Get all these Kissler rods out of here. All right, quick tip here. I keep all my tools in this little tackle box. I have something in this little tackle box that I could take apart anything on this boat. Screws, got some wire stuff in here. Always be sure you have some form of toolbox on your boat. Any screw that's in here, I got a head for it in here. So that's a quick tip. All right, I got a few more things that I always keep in my boat. First off, you gotta have it. First aid kit. Never know what's gonna happen. You gotta have some form to stop the lead. And not just when you're not catching fish. Zip ties. Always keep me a pack of zip ties. This is a multi-pack, so it's got all different links in there. Really comes in handy. Third thing, skirt material. I've had this box right here for probably 5 or 6 years. I've had this box. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the water and something happened to my skirt, whether it be a jig, spinnerbait, chatterbait, buzzbait. Fish runs up there, grabs it, pulls a lot of the material out, something happens. A lot of them now are hand tied. This also works too for, if you're throwing a jig, swim jig, football jig, and you can't get them to really bite it good. They're just run up there hitting it. Well, I got tons of different colors in here. I mean, I can switch out that skirt and try a bunch of different colors on one jig head. So this right here is a sneaky little thing. I highly recommend y'all get y'all a box of them, and I'll put the place where I got it from down in the description. The other cool thing about these is each individual package with the color is numbered. So if you run out of that, keep your package. That way you know what color it is because it's got a number on there. Just go to the website, find that number, and you got the exact color that you had beforehand replenished. Final thing, gotta have them no matter what. Dude wipes, gotta have them. Before dude wipes, it was Huggies, but now dude wipes. It makes it a little bit better because it's a dude wipe. So always have these in the boat no matter what, just in case of emergencies. Well, that's pretty much all my tackle. I do not have a boatload of tackle. So, like one of my buddies do, Jeremy, way too much. I bet you he's got an extra 1,000 pounds worth of tackle he totes around in that Skeeter. If you're doing a big project like this where you're gonna have tons of little bolts, nuts, screws, highly recommend you get you some little bags. These are just some bags that I bought whenever I was making my own crappie baits, and label them for every door lid you take off. Write that lid on the bag, put all the parts for that lid in this bag. That way you know whenever you go to put it all back together, all you need is this bag. This bag's got every part that came off of that door. All right, back to time lapse. All right, well, that's gonna be a pain in the butt to get out because it's just ripping up in little chunks here. I'll show you. It's ripping up in chunks like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this foam off the back side of this piece, and then I take the scraper, take this 4-inch scraper, and I just kind of scrape the excess carpet that's kind of left there. That's all the glue and pieces of that carpet. I'm gonna spray that and see how that adhesive remover does. Acetone, goof off. That's the stuff that I used on the other one. And then I got this one, the Goo Gone spray gel. So I'm gonna spray it on there. I'm not sure if this one says to let it sit or not. Or not to let it sit. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so we'll do that on all of them. Spray that section, mark them all off, and see which one works best. All right, so got it to where I want to see if this stuff's gonna peel up some of this carpet stuff too, or am I gonna have to, I might end up having to take a wire wheel to it. I don't know. I hope not. Got it all over my arms, hands. So caution when opening. Probably would recommend gloves and goggles. All right. This. Now I've already used this, so I know about how much it takes quite a bit, so. Put this on there, all the way to the edge of that. All right, start the timer. We'll let it sit for 10 minutes. All right, it's been 10 minutes. So those call for a rag, both of those, so grab my napkins here. Let's start with the acetone, because that's the first one to spray. And it's pulling it up. Not the best, but this is also the thickest pot. So let's try right here. Okay, that stuff worked a little bit better. And that is the goof off. All right, let's try the goo gone. Okay, well, I am pretty disappointed in that. I should probably be wearing gloves. Seeming like the best performing one's gonna be that. The original one that I bought, the goof off. It's definitely taking off that top layer, that's for sure. Look at all that. That is just lovely. I think with that, with those two, I could probably do two coats, and then which I might have let the acetone sit for too long. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the acetone back on there, and while it's still kind of, before it completely dries, I'm going to try to wipe it off. Kind of let it do its thing for a minute or two, and then try to scrape it and see how it does. Let that sit for just a minute. Well, you can see I didn't get very much done on day one. I still got a lot of carpet on lids over here. I got two off, and I started to, I guess, strip clean one of them to see how long or how hard this process was gonna be. And I realized very quickly that I'm more than likely gonna have to find somebody to sandblast it. I almost used a full can of this stuff just to get one top of a lid clean. So that's not gonna work, because that stuff is like $7 a can, and if I have to use multiple cans per lid, yeah, that could get expensive quick. So hopefully the sandblasters come back and it's not crazy priced. That way I could just take all this carpet off and take it to them, have them sandblast it, then take it over and have it powder coated. Next thing is today, instead of working on getting this carpet off, because I'm not gonna have very much time today to work on it in the first part. I might work on it some more tonight, but I'm gonna work on getting the front deck, the padded section up there by the trolling motor. I'm gonna put y'all up on the time lapse, and hopefully I can get this knocked out before I have to go see my son and my wife's tummy. We got an ultrasound appointment today, so it's been a little while since we got to see him. So we're excited to go do that, and I'll be able to get away from all this for a little while. One thing you want to do before you do that, kill the breaker to your trolling motor before you get up there and start messing with it. All right, guys, I know it's a lot of time lapsing going on. Well, we got everything taken off, all the electronics, trolling motor. Now it's time to see how much of a pain in the butt this is going to be to get off. Hopefully it's not bad. Let's roll another time lapse. We'll have to see, but that came off way easier than I thought it was going to. I mean, there's not even hardly any adhesive left, and I could pretty much just rub it like this and it comes off. I take a pressure washer to this, it'll all come off. Yes. Oh, I was worried about that. All right, it's day 3 of working on this thing, and haven't found a good method to take it all off. Pressure washer didn't work. It didn't have enough oomph in it. Got a wire wheel put on my grinder, and I got some 80 grit sandpaper wheels, because I'm gonna powder coat it. So I think these wire wheels will work. It'll just be a little bit more time consuming. But as long as this doesn't dig into that aluminum really bad, then this is gonna work great. Like I said, it's just gonna be a little bit more time consuming. Well, this is like day 3, I think, of trying all these different methods. And the last one was the wire wheel, and I thought for sure that was gonna take it off, no problem. But it didn't. I'm sure a lot of y'all were watching whenever I said that and was like, that's not gonna work. The wire wheel's just gonna gunk all up. And well, if you said that, you would have been correct, because that's exactly what it did. So what it did was it gunked it all up, but it kind of smeared it all over the lid and put it in a lot thinner layer. So what I was able to do was spray it with the Goo Gone gel and let it sit there for like 30 minutes. And then I could bring it over to the pressure washer and pressure wash it. Well, just this one lid would take me, well, it took me, just for this side and the edges, took me an hour to do. And I didn't even get to the back. So I'm guessing a full lid will probably take me about an hour and a half. And I have 16 of these to do. So I found a guy that said he could powder coat them, no issue. He's worked with aluminum, he's done aluminum, or not powder coat, sandblast them. He's sandblasted aluminum. He's not worried about it. So he's gonna, and luckily it's a one-stop shop. I can take it to him, he can sandblast them, and then he can turn around and powder coat them. So that is a freaking plus. All right, guys. Sorry if phone's bouncing around, going down the road, going to pick up my lids. They're done. They are powder coated and ready to be picked up, man. I'm freaking pumped. Let me tell you, the guy, I'll drop the, if you're local to Montgomery, I'll drop the guy who's doing it for me down in the description. Awesome guy. Got him knocked out for me quick. But long story short here, I get to rambling and make it way too long. So Monday, this past Monday, I dropped off my lids. He thought he was going to be able to do them, no problem. He had never sandblasted off carpet residue, but he thought he could do them. Oh, dang, that was a big bump. So he said there's a couple people ahead of me. He's going to hop on them Thursday. Thursday rolls around, which is yesterday, 10:30 in the morning. He calls me. I'm in town. Hey, man, we got a problem. This stuff is not coming off. You know, it's going to take a lot longer than I expected. Like 3 days just to sandblast them. He's like, I can do it, but, you know, it's, of course, not going to be the price that I quoted you. And I told him, I was like, no, man, that's all right. Let me just come pick them up. So I come pick them up. When I pick them up, I tell him, hey, if I have them here in the morning when you open, which is Friday today, will you be able to get them knocked out for me? He said, if you got them pretty clean, yes, not a problem. All right, cool. So on the way back home, I stop at fiberglass shop, and I'm asking him, hey, man, quick question. What can I get this carpet adhesive off with? I've been battling it. The goof off stuff works, but it takes way too much time. And he kind of looked at me like he was puzzled. You know, he's like, what? Why are you asking me this? And then he goes, paint stripper. I was like, really? Paint stripper? Then I felt dumb because I don't know why I didn't even think of paint stripper. Y'all might have been saying paint stripper in the comments. I don't know. But so I listen to him. I go pick up some paint stripper, and which is $50 a gallon. Like, what? When did that happen? So I pick up 1 gallon, bring all 16 lids back to the house, get started on them about 4:30 yesterday evening. And I work on them till midnight to get them all done. So I get them all done, freaking lower back's done too. And I have them to him this morning, and he called me, shoot, now probably 45 minutes ago and said, hey man, they're done, ready for you to come pick up. I was like, I am on my way. Oh man, I'm freaking pumped. I'm excited. But back to the teardown video. We'll have the completed product pretty soon. I'm freaking excited. I'm ready to see my boat. I'm ready to go fishing, man. It has been freaking like 2 weeks since I've been able to go fishing. It's freaking driving me nuts. But back to the video. All right, guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. If y'all made it this far, I appreciate it. This has been a process. We still got some more stuff to do. Got everything pressure washed off. I imagine I'm gonna have to do this again though. I just needed to see exactly how much glue I had left. But you could still see there's some type of residue there. But the guy told me, he said, you only got to get about 80% of it off, which I don't like that. I'm gonna get as much as possible. So I'm thinking about right now, I probably have about 98% of it all off. There might be some little patches of it here or there, but and we got a bunch of new stuff that's gonna be filling that back compartment. And right here, I mean, maybe be up here like that. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty cool. I haven't seen one done, so I figured I'd just go on ahead and be different. But we'll talk about that on another video whenever I guess everything is wrapped up.
Thanks for watching it. Please subscribe.
There you go. You heard it, folks.